Have you ever wished that there was a greater sense of ownership from people who work for you? It's been coming up fairly frequently in the coaching conversations that I'm having with founders and leaders in their businesses. And so today I wanted to talk with you about what's going on there. Why does ownership show up with a few people and just kind of live there? And is there a way to multiply it across your company? So if you ever found yourself thinking, man, I just wish more people and my company would think like that, hey, this episode's going to connect. Well, welcome back to the Leadership in 5 podcast. My name is James Mayhew. And as I alluded, there is something that I've been noticing a little bit more frequently. And it's where most leaders think that they've got some type of issue that's happening inside their company where people don't really take ownership or full-on responsibility for results. Well, you might be there. So what if I told you it's not so much about people taking ownership, but what you might really have going on is a problem with transferring ownership? Think of it this way. If you really look at your business, levels of ownership, it already exists. I'm pretty sure of that. You can probably point to it. There's probably people in your mind that their faces are coming to your mind right now. And you're realizing that when they're involved, they think ahead, they take things seriously, and they follow things all the way through without having to be asked or reminded. So see, that's not the issue. The issue is that it's not spreading throughout your company across your teams. It stays within a few people and it never really moves beyond them. And that's where most of these leadership conversations tend to go what I would consider the wrong direction, because we start talking about how to teach ownership and how to reinforce it and how to hold people accountable to it. Don't get me wrong, none of that is wrong, but it's incomplete. And you have to do that a lot. And you might be thinking, well, James, ownership can be taught. I don't disagree with you. It can be taught, but full ownership doesn't really take hold until it's been properly transferred. That's the difference. And that's why I literally call it transferable ownership. Now, the easiest way for me to explain it is looking at it this way. It's through the lens of delegation, but maybe not the way that you tend to think about delegation. It's more like delegation on steroids. This is when and where most leaders stop too early and don't invest enough time into this. Because delegation, often it just sounds like, here, I need you to take this on, and then we kind of part ways. And there's this sense of hope that I hope it goes well. This is different though. This is seeing something in someone, naming that special thing that you're seeing in that person, and then helping them step into that role, into that new level. It's asking someone to step out of where they feel comfortable. It's asking them, inviting them to step into a bigger role, and then stepping up, and you come alongside them to ensure a great outcome happens. It takes time. It takes your energy. It takes your presence. And it's exactly the reason why most leaders don't do it well. But those reasons shouldn't be the reason that it's not happening. Because when it does happen, ownership won't stay isolated with just a couple of people that you're mentoring. You've created a system where it can multiply. And the best part is when it shows up in places that you didn't expect. If you watch closely, the best people in your business, they already understand this. That's why you trust them. That's why things move well when they're involved. They don't just take ownership. They end up carrying it in a way that it makes other people around them better. And over time, they start teaching it themselves. Therefore, they expect it in others. And they build it into the way that they lead. And that's when something in your culture then changes in a very good and very positive way. Because ownership stops being something that only a few people know how to do well. And it starts becoming a new way of getting things done here. And it moves through your business. And when you start to see that happen at that level, you realize this isn't just about ownership anymore. This is how leadership now spreads. So if you're not transferring ownership, you're actually capping your team. And I want to challenge you to find the people who are inside your company right now who are capable of more than they're currently doing. You might want to ask around, get input from other leaders. Go out where the work is happening and watch who others go to for help before they go to a manager or before they end up with you. And when you find that person, don't just notice it, make it an effort to point it out. Invite them to lunch. Take them on a walk with you so you can get to know them better and start talking about what you see. Because sometimes all it takes is you seeing it, saying it, and then being willing to walk with them as they step into it. That's the mentorship of this. And honestly, that's how you leave it better and multiply it across your company.